What's up, everybody? This is a show called Enlightened Masculinity, right? So maybe the audio for this will be posted also, and it's a red pill show. But more importantly, I'm streaming right now to what is now called IMC TV, but it's going to change its name because a new IMC TV channel is coming out. So IMC Nation, Integrated Martial Arts Concepts, or Integrated Mental Concepts, or currently International Mindset Council or Mastermind Council. Sorry, International Mastermind Council, could be Mindset Council too, and IMC. So the movement is hubbed here in San Jose, and I live with Arash Supardeep, the founder, and this is very exciting. So I have a channel that I've been promoting all of our events, and it's a lot of events, like 40 camps that have been coming through here and every month, sometimes twice a month. Lots of guys, 50 to 60 to 70 guys training every month. And so you would think, well, with a YouTube channel, currently the subscriber count is 246 members. It's not much of a business, is it? It's a tremendous business. It's bigger than your business. And if it's not bigger than your business, then you should just take a look at what it is, because that means you're probably pretty business savvy. And I just explained a whole massive movement of men every month coming over and over and over again for this evolution, which is the red pill. It's a red pill of masculinity, red pill of dating, red pill of really all the red pills. It has the political and spiritual and everything red pill. You need all of that stuff to really get women at this level, which is getting them like understanding them, like when you get something versus just like getting them tips and tricks to like trick her into like getting with you and then regretting it after, or somehow whipping you, because you don't really have the mindset of a conqueror, of a man that owns himself and is part of a tribe and has more accountability to his tribe than to you as a female. And you being whatever female is watching, or the generic you. So this is quite a movement, and the channel is under 1,000 subscribers right now. I'm going to change the name because IMC TV as its own channel is coming out. They're using the logo that I got Eric B to create for my channel because I thought IMC TV was such a great name. But Arash didn't want the channel that I've been doing to be the IMC TV because it has tons of other kinds of content on it. The IMC TV channel will just be different stations of 13 to 15 to eventually maybe 25 or 100 guys even. But right now it's at 13 guys, different, having different 1 hour shows each week. I'll have one of those. And recently somebody was like, I could go live on my YouTube. I don't need 1,000. It used to be 1,000 subscriber minimum. Then I went and Googled it last night or yesterday or so, and I didn't need it. And so I went to go live, and I clicked a setting. It said in 24 hours, you'll be able to go live. I was like, this is great. So 246 guys on this. Should be pretty active members, guys only in like the last year or two that, have seen this stuff. And, so this is IMC Base 1. I'm in one of the cells, one of the rooms here at IMC Base 1. And I'll change the name of the channel to like, I don't know, I'd put a poll with the apprentices and with the sales guys. So like, whatever that is, 8 to 10, that's like 10 different guys voted. And it seemed like IMC News was actually the most voted for. I don't like news, but it has, maybe we just take that word back because it just means northeast, southwest, or northeast, west, south, or whatever. And, this is the news of IMC more than IMC TV will be. IMC TV will be guys giving their take on things, and which is kind of like news. It would almost be good to have a show on my channel giving like a summary of all the shows this week on IMC TV channel. Like if one guy came and said, and this week on Trent Lara's show, this happened. And on this show, that happened, and whatever. That's probably better for the IMC TV channel. So this will be IMC Base 1 because that's primarily what I'm promoting. And so I don't know who's on the channel right now that's live. There's a couple guys that are watching live and probably many guys that will see it later. The camps are an evolution of what Arash is going through. Arash is in these multiple relationships and he's also, the head of the tribe in a worldwide movement, more than 60 or 70 guys, hundreds of guys. And what that takes is a lot of guys that are not students or clients. There's dozens of contacts and connections outside of the student body of IMC Nation with high level, like recently we have music videos that came out. We had a music video come out with Burner, who's a billionaire. Another music video is coming out next month with San Quinn, who's a legend in the Bay Area, like modern hip hop scene. And, there's a music video before that. There'll be more of those. There's been these private parties at venues that 50 Cent went to, that other high level celebrities go to. And we did our private parties there. So there's many connections with people that they're IMC Nation, but they're not like in the student body. So I'm talking about 200 to 250 guys in the student body around the world maybe 100 or a little bit more than that in the United States. And these are guys that really commit to the information they seek it. There are some newbies, so it's not like everybody's so committed, but they're willing to pay for the information because the information is so red pill. It's that magic wand with words. Not just with women, because you'll find out if as you study, you'll soon discover it's much more than women to have your life together, to have your not necessarily your job together, but to have your language for ambition, for your focus, for your dreams and aspirations, to have a way of describing it that doesn't lose attraction with women. And that is a measuring stick to really just the attraction switches in all of life. How do you do business with women, do business with men, have relationships with men, like, like tribal relationships or whatever? Like, you must understand the language of value. And it's not as simple as 1, 2, or 10 key words, 1, 2, or 10 key phrases. It's an understanding of value that you must have so that you continually calibrate your communication, the tonalities and the wording and so on. In addition to your beingness and your avatar and everything, there's all of the thing, avatar meaning your attire and how you present yourself, your body language, and then all the aspects of your life. What car do you drive or don't drive? You ride a nice bicycle. Like, how do you describe your life and live your life that has value to high value men and women? And we can see high value men and women by how many people want to be around them. That's like a very unbiased estimation. I mean, she can shame the beautiful woman all she wants. If she's your girlfriend, she's like, she's not that hot or whatever. Yeah, but why does every guy want to get with her then? Or, you can shame the high value guy, but then why does all that value go to him? The valuable women or the valuable stuff. Like, there's value there. It just might not be what you're valuing. And true, the culture is hypnotized into valuing wrong things. But there is this thing that's going on, and it's the genetic code, this code of mating and the agenda of the genes to reproduce, survive and reproduce. Survival being mostly, if you're watching this stream, it's probably taken care of pretty good. Maybe not, but so you're playing a game of replication that still has survival in it because it's a gradient of survival. It's not just, are you alive or dead? It's how alive are you? How comfortable is your living? What's your future living look like? All these components of surviving right now. And this is a real evolution of that, as Arash has multiple relationships with high value women that keep him engaged, plus high value men in his tribe, because it's very selective. There's a filtering process. I push people away all the time. Kick people out. I don't have the power to kick them off the program. So if they're paying $97, they still be in the entry program, but they stop showing up live. If guys, you see them come live online and then they stop coming online live, it's because they either had a conflict with me or they got butthurt about something AZV said. But they still want to learn. They don't feel like they can show their face. Occasionally, it'll be someone that's so busy during work that they just can only occasionally, if you see the person return, just like infrequently, they have work or something during that time and they're on that day off or something to show up to class. So that's a different case. And so the evolution is here is real because those women have options. They don't exercise any of those options. It's exclusive. They've cut other men off. AZD practices other options. So that's going to be quite a dynamic where the girl is going to allow that. Like, what level of trust and submission does she have to the guy, even though she's available, free to leave whenever she wants? And, there's no violence, very little aggression. I mean, compared to like even beta relationships where the man is so docile, there's a lot of aggression in those relationships. Tons of passive aggression. It's basically the whole relationship is passive aggressive. And then when the aggression comes out, that's really the dangerous man because he doesn't have containment or any good habits for expressing his aggression. It just comes out in toxic ways that were done to him because that's why he's passive aggressive and tolerating that bullshit. So, the evolution here is it's very real. It keeps growing. Event after event is not the same as the previous event. It's never the same. It's kind of spirals back to a similar topic, but it's more evolved after all the growth that's happened. So many teachings. If it's 2 lectures a day, every day, like imagine if I was podcasting twice a day, every day, like I would run out of things to say unless I was having new experiences and, continually studying and had just such a library of wisdom which is what it is. It reached a critical mass that it's like, there's so much wisdom here. I can just say it in different ways. I'm so practiced at explaining and talking that I can explain it so many different ways. Plus, I have these practices of imagination that makes it really infinite, and I can do it in even more infinite ways and really calibrate it to the audience, which keeps them coming back. So I charge because I only have so much time. I want the people around me to get better and stronger. So they got to pay to be around me to get better and stronger. They want it. It's just, how much am I going to like? And then there's the capitalism, and it's like really a fountain of communication that brings people up, that gives them understandings of how to dynamically relate with people around them, and especially with women, because that's where everybody's failing. That's where all the men are failing. That's where the women are failing. They're unhappy. And it's hard to put it to the newbie like that because he doesn't see it. He doesn't even see that. She doesn't even see that. And explaining it to her in a way that she gets it, that doesn't drop her attraction for you, is an art and creative, and finding that right language. And also for her, it's not just you find the right language for you and then it's fixed. I found the right language. It keeps changing. The new woman, it changes for her as you change, and she gets, I mean, so much happens. I don't need to explain it forever and ever and ever, but there's an evolution that happens, that you keep solving the puzzle of submitting the woman in a healthy relationship. When there's so many options in the world, you got to be quite a man. And to do that with multiple women that are high value and they're in agreement with it, you got to be such a high value man. And the value here is also real, even though you look at the humble living situation. And I mean, just look at the effect it has on men, and those men are able to pay that ticket over and over and over. And we're not dealing with chumps. Guys can't do that. With their own code of morals, they couldn't do it. They would stop paying unless it was really benefiting them. But only words are being exchanged. Occasionally a gift here or there. Like, it's nothing. A gift meaning like, here's a painting. Here's a piece of jewelry that used to be mine. Like, it's so little. Like, there's very little give back. Here, I'll buy you a meal when we go out. So those kinds of gifts. Those are like the tangible gifts. Then there's the gifts of giving time and communication and understanding and whatever. And it's a real gift that people really pay for time and time again. And you got to wonder, if you're not attending, what are you doing? I'm not the teacher. I'm just a spokesperson for it. So don't think that like this is it. I'm like a reflection, a dim, distorted reflection of what the teachings are, plus my own personality and whatever. And that's what I'm doing. I'm close to the teachings, building myself up, transforming myself over and over, now doing private moments and communing with nature and throwaway monologues, and, you know, being so close to the source that I need to really align with the discipline of it, the timing of wake up and lockdown. And these are terms we use, going to sleep and checking in, and accountability, and how we deal with women coming and going, and production of business every day. And meanwhile, not losing my mind in it and getting all frustrated and cabin fever and bored. Like, I gotta go and do that stuff that's fun, but also be responsible for the stuff that I would easily and quickly be replaced, or attempted to be replaced. I don't know that anybody could do what I do as far as getting signups and organizing people, but if, you know, a few people could probably take over and get it done, and they would, right? So I'm a spokesperson for it. And this is IMC TV right now, but it would probably look for the name to change soon. I'll get an apprentice to make some new graphics, either IMC News or IMC Base One. I guess I'm leaning towards the news, even though I'll ask Arash about it, see what he thinks about it. You know, we are the news. We might even call it News IMC, just to put the word news first. And maybe make it the same as the logo as it is now, where it's like IMC TV built by like the MTV logo. We'll call it News IMC and make it like the same, like kind of arrangement of how the letters are and the colors are. And it's branded like very similar. I don't know. We'll see. So I think everybody should sign up for the camp, come to the camp, do everything they can to come to the camp. I think the evolution's real and you're missing out on it. If you're not in Dragon's Lair, that's the entry-level program. You should be on Dragon's Lair. And that's, you know, you go to arashsapar.com for that. I'll put the links eventually in this. This is the first live stream to the current IMC TV station. I should just start referring to it as like IMC News or News IMC. IMC News. Yeah, I'll call it IMC News. Are there any questions or dialogue? We have some people on Zoom. Facebook has fully censored me. Instagram has censored me. So I got the YouTube and the Zoom call. And people are actually here on Zoom. So the YouTubers, I post the link, the Zoom link. You can click on that and join the Zoom, is where it happens. No comments. Okay. We got recycled episodes coming out on Enlightened Masculinity. That's what Tony has been posting. And so we can, this whole episode, I've been talking about the YouTube channel. I haven't really talked about the podcast, or I don't know if this episode is really calibrated for that audio podcast. It's sharp and succinct, and it explains the camps. So in that way, it's good. This is, maybe. So if it goes on Enlightened Masculinity podcast or wherever you see this, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and you can all, on YouTube and everything, you can go look up Enlightened Masculinity on all the podcast apps. It's on all the apps, and, see a lot of what we do here now. Because I usually will stream this to my Facebook, or I'll stream it to my other YouTube channel, which is a yoga YouTube. So only if it's like mildly related to yoga somehow, like I'm talking about spirituality in some way, or communication, general communication, maybe I'll stream to that YouTube. Otherwise, I go to my Facebook. But they censored me now. And it'll come back. The block will come off at some point. So there's that. And I guess we're done here. So I'll see you guys on the next stream. Look for IMC TV to come out and join everything we do. Go to imcbase1.com to join the camp. This month is August 19th through 21st. And it's also all month. So every night, like here in 45 minutes, AZD will be going live again, or in 40 minutes. It'll be an advanced talk, mindset, communication, relationships, going into text threads, conversations, what he's gone through in his day, imagination-wise, discipline-wise, and we all level up. As we hear the details of it, we see where we could improve, we see where we did good, because it's working at the top of the planet when it comes to relationship dynamics, because his relationships are not built on money and giving them like occupation and paying for everything. And he does pay for some things, and but it's a relationship, right? It's real. And so it's like a lasso. Like if I had a lasso, I was lassoing something. It's like lassoing somebody with your words and doing it consistently over time and doing it in a way that makes sense to everybody else and to them and to each other. When you have multiple, you could hypnotize the girl if you're just with one girl. You could hypnotize multiple women if you're with a bunch of multiple women, but they're not around each other. But if they're around each other, they'll see the tricks you're playing on the other girl, and she'll see the tricks you're playing on that girl, and it'll just blow up. That's what happened to another famous pickup artist, Mohawk. That's what it is. That's what's going on. He's controlling each girl individually. It doesn't work in a group, or it turns into some kind of sexual chaos or whatever that also will blow up at some point. So this is lassoing everybody with words, and it makes sense, but you got to help keep them in containment, because the world hypnotizes them onto bullshit, pulls them off of their purpose, distracts them, triggers depression and all these fucking programmings that are in the mind. And that's why you got to be red pilled on all that stuff too as you enter this stuff. But you get that education here also. What's necessary to do this, which is have a free life as a man in your relationships with women, free of the opinions of other people, free of her conditioning, free of your preconceptions. You can make it work for yourself despite all the limiting beliefs. Every man can. I know it. It's just an upgrading of language, the mentality, mindset of how you approach it, what you're going for, and getting more and more familiar and second nature with this stuff, and living as you improve and upgrade your life and your occupation and, your habitat and where you're living and your conversations, your lines of communications, you upgrade those, like it will piece together for you. It keeps going, and you got to go at it like a tiger goes after his dinner.